Wait, 6, 7. Okay, we're in the plus. Okay. Time to melt some glass, my friends. There you are. Here I am to explain, to teach, and create again. Last night I went on live for the first time in a long time, long time on YouTube, and it was an exciting thing for me. And so here I am to uh, again show up and do my best at what I do, which is try to tell you hello and thanks for being out there, guys. Anyway, right now I'm going to show off some of the stuff that I did last night. Here, let me turn that off a little bit. Yeah. Has to deal with this is the marble that I did last night. Funniest thing about the video that I did last night, which surprises me, I cannot find it on my webpage at all. Let me zoom in slightly. Whoops, that's too much. There we go. It doesn't look like much of a marble. It is pretty smooth, as you can tell by that line of light up there, all the way around. But you just add a little bit of UV light, and then the true nature of the beast comes out. And there is some swirls of Lucy in there, and another which is like a purple, which didn't show up as much, but that's a pretty cool marble when you put some light to it. And I also did last night a couple of other things. One of them was a mermaid, and of course here that is, and it has crushed opal throughout the piece, which is pretty cool. And then I also did an angel, and of course I didn't misplace it. I just didn't take it out of the oven yet, and I won't, because I'm that way and I already turned it back on. So oops. Hello, glad to see you there. Thank you for being out there. Right now I'm going to do one of the things I love to do, which is encasing some tubing with silver. And if you have questions, yes, silver. What I'm going to do is layer clear tubing with silver on top, and then silver fume on top, and then layer some more clear tubing over a rod over that to give it a interesting shine. And it comes out something to this effect here, which gives you striation. And once you learn how to strike the silver fume into a piece of glass, that will jump out and go bling bling at you for sure. So let's go ahead and do that. And if you have any questions, just never hurts to ask, and I will try to answer them as best I can. Thanks for being out there. Looks like we got 2 people watching at the moment. Thank you for all your support that you have been giving me. Hey, mate, Rick. I'm getting to trying to get to YouTube and see if I can't see. I've got it right here in front of me on the phone that I'm recording on, or I guess you could say going live with. But I also want to, and of course, it's taking forever for my web page to open up. When you got Windows and with 20,000 things running in the background, Windows likes to not let any of your web pages come up fast and furious, to say the least. Okay, one of the things that you should have in your repertoire is a nice pair of tweezers. It helps you to do the job quite nicely. Matter of pinching and pulling and twisting it off sometimes. And also you can give it a little, oops, thin piece of glass there. Oh, let's see here. Yep, yeah, you can see my mug at the very beginning smiling and Let's get it up there. There we are. I can see that Rick said happy melting. Thank you. And we're going to continue this. Like I say, it's not the best or worst of things. It just is sometimes. Okay, we're going to snap this piece of tubing. Another thing to have in your repertoire is a scoring knife. Okay? You scratch the glass, wet it with a little bit. 6 o'clock where your thumbs are, 12 o'clock for the scratch, and push away from you. And there you got a nice, clean snap. Takes a little bit of practice. And always push away. Don't pull towards you, push away from you. It'll make the biggest difference in the world, okay? Next. I've got, what I'm doing here is I'm just connecting these two together. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to silver fume this piece here. I'm only going to silver fume, oh, say an inch or two. Right here, I'll pull this off right about there. That'll be good. And again, this is just to give you so that you can see something from beginning to end. And you can do them bigger and larger, but the smaller you do it to begin with for practice, the better off you'll be. Another thing that you're going to need in a nice glass blowing repertoire is one of these. This is a blow hose, swivel blow hose. The hose is connected to my mouth, and the end is connected here like this. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is sort of warm that whole little piece of tubing up a little bit, just a little bit. And I'm going to add some glass to it for texture. For the texture. Again, if you have a question while I'm working, go ahead and type it into the chat room, and I will try to answer it the best I can. Now this is basically making touch and pull lines on the glass itself. Again, to give it texture as I silver fume it here in a minute. Good to see we got 4 people watching. That's a good thing. Hope it goes up. I did a live video last night, but all of a sudden it just disappeared on me. I have no idea what I have to do to get YouTube to get it back to me. Even if in partial. We'll see. Itch. Now, as you can see, all I did was just draw some lines on that. Then what we're going to do is, this has a little bit of silver right on the tip here like this. Yes, I've been doing glass blowing since 1982. And now when you do silver, the best flame that you can use to do the silver with is get it down to a single oxygen source. Like so, and a longer flame than normal. Oh, there it went. The whole piece that I had the silver on just popped right out of the question. So that was my daughter telling me she's going to be here at about, I have to go pick her up at about 7, and I got a little bit of time anyway, so we're good. Now you can see that it's already changing color to a yellowish. And that's a good thing. That's part of the silver sort of atomizing from this piece of glass and flaming over to the other piece of glass, like so. Okay. Oh, sorry about that, folks. I leaned on a hose. Watch out, I hope it doesn't pop. There we go. There we go. Back to that. We're going to add some more glass to this and then add some more silver fuming. Okay. Now, some more glass, and then we'll add some more silver. Make sure I'm not using, yeah, that's what I thought I did. We'll put that to the side, and we'll use this piece of glass right here. This will do it. Now, if you are not subscribed to my channel, and you want to learn more about glass blowing, I do glass blowing 101. I tell people that I am not the best glass blower in the world, but I'm not the worst. Well, it's only connected to a oxygen concentrator. It's not like it's a oxygen tank line, and I do have the propane line, the propane line nice and tight. It does, but sometimes. Now again, this is just for texture of the silver fuming that I'm doing. And you just go all the way around like this. Then I'll add another layer of the silver. Everybody all at once. Everybody all at once. Oh, darn it. 5,000 things to do in 6 minutes to do it all in. Hello.
I need a ride at 7:10.
Gotcha. I'll be there.
Got it.
Love you. Bye. That's the daughter. She just made sure that I got the message the first time around. So I got to be leaving here in about another 10 to 15 minutes, and that'll give me just about enough time to do what I'm doing. And I promise, now that I know that I can do these live videos on YouTube and get a nice connection, and you get a nice, well, it's killing pixely on me tonight. But last night it was nice and crisp and shiny. But that's the best I can do for a short notice, I guess. We'll have to live with it today. Anyway. Again, this is just texture for the silver fuming to really take some nice striations and shine onto this piece of glass. If and you know what I mean. There we go. Okay, just a second. I see you've got asked another question. Give me a second here. When you add the clear for texture, does it also cook in and set the areas you aren't clearing over? Well, it doesn't matter. When I talk about texture, here, I'm going to add this silver right here to this. Maybe I don't have to take it down as, oh yeah, there you go. Oh, look at that. It's shining right away. There we go. See all that? That was all clear glass until you add that one little, you can see that one little spot of silver to the mix. And you fume it in like this. And that's pretty stuff. Now what I mean by texture is now I'm going to layer clear over the whole thing. Like so. And then I'm going to blow this hollow as it is hollow already. Okay, another thing I'm going to do, since I got to do this with speed, is that noise you just heard is me turning on my extra 10 liter per minute concentrator on my system so that I can do this a little faster and a little hotter. Yes, it's going to get a little loud. But life is like that sometimes, right? Now, when I melt this glass, I call this side the pencil and this side the paper. And I always add to the paper with the pencil. Excuse me, dyslexia kicking in. What I'm doing is I'm heating up the rod and layering it on to the paper, not heating up all the paper. I'm not trying to melt what I've already created and slag it. And of course, Grand Central Station, may I help you? I'm not going to answer that one. We'll just have to go that way. I love the latest. They give you a whole name and a whole address and stuff. And you add the clear. Okay. 9 is watching. Okay, cool. That's good. Now again, what I'm doing is layering it one line at a time. Usually I don't have the phone out here when I'm doing this, but my son just brought one in for me to answer the phone. I was like, oh. Okay, here we go. And again, I'm not heating up the tubing. I'm only heating up the rod and layering it on, and I'm heating it up quite nicely, and you can see the glow going on. You do this little bit by little bit. You're not trying to force it on there. I am slowly but surely letting it melt and pushing it on there, not forcing it on. You don't want to fight the glass. The glass will always win. So the idea is to let it flow, let it flow. Yeah, that stuff. There we go. We're getting there. And even though this was 1 inch when I started out, by the time I finish, it's going to be close to 2 to 3 inches in length. Just from what I'm doing. And you can see where the texture is. You can see some different color variations in the glass because of the silver and the way I put it in there. That's what I meant by texture. You can just put it on solid tubing with the silver fuming, and yes, you'll get some neat color. But the more that the silver embeds in different layers, you get different respective things going on. You can tell that I have quite the menagerie of animals back here. I have some dogs behind me and some guinea hens in my yard. If you're wondering what those noises are. Yeah, wrap and rake fume, but this is a little bit different than wrap and rake. And again, it will give you some interesting variation. I swear, nothing ever happens around here until I get on live. And then all heaven breaks loose. Yes, it creates a little bit of bubbles going on. But at the moment, because I don't have much time, but I did come on live, and I do want you guys to see this from beginning to end. Now what I'm doing is heating up the back end, and I've also got an L marver just off your sight. You can't see it, but it does do the job. Just sort of pad down that bottom part of it so that it's not as wrinkly and bumpy. Look at that. Look at the colors. Look at the what's going on there. Elmarver is the workhorse fixing all my tank blows. Yeah, that happens, Sean. That happens a lot. I use it mainly to flatten and to smooth. And you can see, again, I like to have a lot of things look more homemade, but I still put quality and thickness into the glass, as it were. Okay. I got about another 5 to 10 minutes, and then I got to go pick up my daughter. Sorry about that, folks. Now I'm going to twist it a little bit. Sometimes twisting it can help even out the wall thickness, where it might have been thin in one spot and thick in another. Yes, and you can go back, and with a little bit of finesse, watch this. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to heat up around that bubble and pop it from the inside without breaking the surface. Oh, it went into 3 bubbles. Well, I broke the surface. Darn. But, again, just taking a little bit of time and a little bit of effort and learning how to blow into this blow tube, you can still even out the wall thickness. Don't get frustrated. Never get frustrated with what you're doing. Always take your time and work with it. Now I'm going to sort of do a little bit of back and forth motion and give you a little bit of wigwag going on. Yeah, Pigeon, you lucked out. Thank you, and thanks for being out there. I don't know what happened to my other live video. I had it up, changed the monetary to, to making a little money off of it, and it disappeared on me. I was like, what? Didn't even get a chance to download it so that I could chop it up into little smaller snippets for everybody. See the wigwag pattern going on? Again, this may look a little rustic, but it has some really interesting things going on. And once you learn to strike silver into a piece of glass, hi-oh, silver away. Yeah, I'm sorry that it just deleted it. I have no idea what happened to that last live video. We'll find out if this one does the same thing. I have to learn how to turn on the monetary almost immediately too. Right now I'm going to continue working with boro, but I will readdress the name shortly. Probably put in encasing silver fume tubing from scratch, or making silver fume tubing from scratch. Just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, going back and forth. The type of torch I have is called a Carlisle CC. Sweet. You're going to make some mushroom caps. That sounds really cool. Just be you don't have to use a lot of silver. And you saw that little dot that I had. You just chunk it up into little tiny specks and heat up a piece of glass. Matter of fact, I'll do that for you real quick. Hold on. I'm going to let this go for now. And then I'll show you what that. And you see it's already about 2 to 3 inches in length, like I said. Now to strike some of that color in there, you get some interesting colors coming out of it. Here's one that I did earlier. You can see that the striations of different colors and patterns with the silver. And once you really learn how to strike the color in there, and that one was basically made the same way I made this one. The same type of, weaving back and forth and also making the line texture going on. But one of the ways you can strike the color a little bit more, let's see if I can get this out a little bit, is like this. You warm it in and warm it out a little bit from time to time. Now I'm going to set that down and I'm going to show you real quick. I turned that off, but okay, I don't need that both concentrators running at this point. When I'm down, just do the 110 liter per minute concentrator. Let me show you how to make a silver, what I call a silver punte. Just a piece. All right, let's kick this down a little bit here. Sorry. Just a regular piece of rod. And the type of silver I use is like right here. Silver coin, silver, fine silver is the best. Don't skimp on the silver. Let me see if I can get a nice little chunk. Here we go. And that one will work out really, really well. You see that little chunk? That's all it takes. Okay. Now I'm going to take that rod that I just lit up, or that picked up, excuse me, not lit up. Now I'm going to melt the end of that. Make a nice little round ball type thing. I'm going to try to attach it to that piece of silver. And sometimes it sticks the first time and sometimes it does not. Sometimes it may take one or two times. Of course, because I'm trying to show off. Isn't that the case, huh? Come on. There you go. Now, that little piece of silver, let me see if I can find a white little figurine or clear figurine that I can do a quick, here we go. Here's a clear elephant. Now, I'm going to take the tip of the nose, and I got to warm this up a little bit, like so. And hopefully that punte that I just put on it will be heated up enough to hold it for the duration of what I'm doing here. Now, it's better to warm it in first instead of just add it to the mix because, again, cold glass can explode on a hot flame. So here we go. And just a little bit of silver, put it in with the glass. And you can already see that changing color. Oops. I'm not going to push it any further, but that gives you the idea. Guys, I have to, like I said, depart hence very quickly and go pick up my daughter. I want to thank you for being out there. Oh, of course. Thank you for being out there. And you can see that was clear. Now it's not. Okay. Does the silver need to be fully exposed? No, it does not. But you just need to put it in the flame to make the reaction of it fuming over onto the other piece of glass. In other words, you put the silver on this side and the piece of glass behind it, and you bathe both back and forth to get the related effect going on. Thanks for being out there, guys. Any questions, put them down below. Any comments, put them down below. Click like, click subscribe, and as Arnold Schwarzenegger has said more than once, I'll be back. Thanks for being out there. Bye for now. Carpe Vitro, and enjoy your day.